everything is broken. We know it, but refuse to see it. Maybe now we will. But the brutal rape and murder of a doctor on duty in a government hospital should not have been the event to open our eyes to this. The facts are stark. The 31-year-old doctor on the job for 36 hours was looking for a place to recoup. And she found one at her place of work, a seminar hall. There, she was raped and murdered. Initially, the authorities, including the hospital, sought to pass it off as a suicide. The police, true to character as many in Calcutta would agree, thought it fit to launch a murder investigation only after the parents complained. One person was arrested, but the victim's parents have maintained that more people are involved, and the nature of injuries seemed to corroborate their fears. The police probe made little headway, prompting the Calcutta High Court to order an investigation by a central agency. The CBI is now on the job. Statements issued by the authorities have been tediously predictive. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, who oversees both police and health, may have boldly declared, but subsequent actions of her administration haven't yet inspired confidence about its sincerity in getting to the truth. The principal of the medical college under whose watch the horrific crime took place was reassigned to another college, not put in the dock, or slapped a show cause as one would expect. Had it not been for the High Court, he would not have been benched. It has come to light that he is some sort of a favourite, having had 2 prior transfer orders revoked mysteriously. The man who has been arrested is said to be a civic volunteer, a member of this over 1 lakh strong band of do-gooders being put together since 2013, under the aegis of the state government. Initially, they were deployed as traffic wardens during festivals. But over the years, this army of youngsters has been co-opted by the police, who use them liberally to collect legitimate fines and illegitimate bribes. Today, civic volunteers are a law unto themselves, pitching in with their service for the ruling party wherever required, at times shedding their all-blue uniform to shore up the numbers at TMC rallies. More important, this is not the first time one of them has been linked to an unnatural death. That explains why the arrested volunteer enjoyed unfettered access at Archie Kaur, his place of work as a custodian of the law, even if inebriated as he was that night. It is because of such telltale circumstances that protesting students in the opposition have expressed fears of a cover-up. A Reclaim the Night clarion call saw thousands of women and men, young and old, hit the streets peacefully throughout Bengal to usher in independence with a cry, "We want justice! We want justice!" But the same night saw Archie Kaur Medical College and Hospital being vandalized by goons, reinforcing suspicions of insidious attempts at shielding the culprits. Doctors and interns serving in state hospitals in Bengal do so in abominable working conditions. And it has been like that for ages. Now, a rape and murder on the campus has renewed focus on such institutional lacuna. Today, rumors are rife on why what happened at Archie Kaur happened. The inside stories are too sordid to repeat. But in the prevailing atmosphere of mistrust, these tend to get amplified. After the monstrosity heaped on the medical practitioner at Archie Kaur, nothing seems right now. The unfixed have remained unfixed. Consider these 2 demands the National Medical Commission has issued to all medical colleges. 1. A policy to ensure a safe work environment within college and hospital campuses. And 2. Corridors and campuses should be well lit in the evening for staff to walk safely from one place to another. Hang on, but weren't these supposed to be in place already? Evidently not. It needed a postgraduate trainee to be raped and killed in a state-run hospital for the Apex Medical College regulator to come out with these mind-numbingly prosaic list of do's and don'ts. Yesterday will remain a devastating memory. a shameful blot, and tomorrow is usually never what it's supposed to be. But it's up to us to change that. The time for learning from the lessons of the past is over. We've had 78 years to do so. It is now time to act. Rebuild, step by step, a broken public health system. And reclaim a civic space that has been polluted and rendered rotten by a total lack of order in all its spheres, be it as basic as safety in the workplace.